Hello, Simply Exploring and Venturing with Lewis. Today we're coming to you from Joanna Furnace in Robeson, PA. And we're here at the Hay Creek Festival today. So, you know what to do. Let's go. They give wagon rides for $2. There's a lot of vendors here. So I've already done a video here about the historic furnace. They're doing other demonstrations as well. Obviously they had Civil War reenactors. The 50th VI, which is volunteer. Right beside the blacksmith shop. They have antique cars, tractors, Creekside's crafts. They're doing demonstrations of different things, but I'll have to stop by and check that later.
Mechanical technology, building antique cars,
That whistle you heard earlier is probably that right there. They're running the sawmill. Oh, they were running the sawmill. $1 for a shingle. I gotta get change and then come and get one. So I've never been here before. I mean, I've been to the furnace before, but I haven't been to the Hay Creek Festival. Making friendship bracelets, 50 cents. Friendship necklace is $1. That's very, very reasonable. There's a deuce and a half. I remember riding in these when I was in the service. Not sure what's happening in there. Oh, it's the admission booth. Okay. Oh no. Well, I hope I can tour this pretty quickly. Oh wow. Like a world. Jeeps. Big tractors. Oh. He's dressed in a certain way.
Well, we could just put a valve in here.
That's about it here. Yeah, more antique cars over there. A lot of them have probably left for the day already. I came very late today. It is $10 to get in for an adult. I think $5 for a child. Sweet. Kind of like a pickup truck, I guess. Couple pots. Someone dressed in period clothes. Like I said, they were doing a lot of demonstrations, but I arrived so late today that I missed out on a lot of stuff. This is the vintage working equipment, the mechanical technology building. The old belt-driven. There's Velcro. There you go. Cross railing, hand wheels, the groove, corn shovel, mortise machine. There's the mortise is at the end of the piece of wood there for the legs. So every piece of it, every one piece of this machinery was actually used for 100 years during the operation of the Joanna furnace. That is cool. Now I know they also have an Apple festival as well coming up in October. Not sure when you're going to see this. Yeah. Whoa, cool. Canon. Sweet.
Out, and then actually in that lower one in the middle, there's the ball that rolled out. Yeah, sort of like a softball size, a little bit smaller.
cool.
The thresher.
They're threshing right now. It's more like hay baling to me. Unfortunately, we missed the last, but this could be the last one. Got a farm. Sweet. They call it threshing. Maybe this is the thresher over here. That's the hay baler. Yep. This is the thresher. Then we'll have a bailout in time. Beautiful pieces of equipment. Oh, wow. Not sure what that is. That's neat. And right there is the actual furnace. As you can see. And like I was mentioning earlier, actually I said the blacksmith shop. That's the blacksmith shop. That's the wheelwright shop. And they're doing, I don't know if they're doing any demonstration. Oh wow. Computer figures. Sweet.
Come on, math class. Okay.
He has the mold right there where he makes the actual computer figures. Man, so more battery. Can I have a cannon, please?
Sure.
A cannon.
You like the cannon?
Yeah.
Which one would you like?
Mmm.
I have a third one.
Tough choice.
These are Revolutionary War, American Revolutionary War.
Okay.
This is the American Civil War cannon.
Oh,
So
tough.
whatever, you tell me what you would like. This is French, this is American, this is American.
How about one of each, American and Civil War?
Okay, this one and this one?
Yes.
You got it. That's $10. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, let's go inside, because every time I come, it's actually closed. This is the wheelwright shop.
on in and I'll explain a couple things to you. Have a seat. Take the load off. All right, so how many of you have been across the street to Casting House? Okay, you girls were over there? Across the street? Okay, you're over there a little bit. What do they do here at Joanna Furnace? Did they tell you what they make here? Furnace. They make a furnace? Okay. Castings. Out of what?
Lead or
Iron ore.
Iron.
This is an iron ore furnace. Okay. Iron ore is one of the ingredients in making steel. All right. And to put it in the simplified version, which I know they sometimes don't do over there, do you know what a well looks like? When you look down in a well, it's like a big long straw down there that's either lined with brick or with stone. All right, well, if you picture that well above the ground, that's a furnace. All right, so what they do is they take charcoal. Did they explain charcoal? Did you hear charcoal over there? Okay, charcoal is partially burnt wood. That is the fuel. It's a little bit like coal or gas or something, but charcoal is the fuel for that furnace. And then they take iron ore. Iron ore is a rock, most of the time limestone that has little pieces of metal called iron inside the rock. So if you take that big long tube and you put in charcoal, iron ore, charcoal, iron ore, charcoal, iron ore, you light the whole thing and it burns at 3,000 degrees, what happens is the iron ore will separate from the stone, come flowing out the bottom of the tube, and come flowing into sand casts called pig iron. So it's a sow, which is a mother pig, and then the little piglets are called pig iron. So there's where you get the name pig iron. So that's very heavy, so it's light enough to pick up and load the wagons. And then they take that pig iron and they'll take it and sell it to a blacksmith shop, or they'll sell that pig iron to a foundry, and a foundry will remelt it and make pots and pans or any kind of things for your house back in this time period. Now, why in the world, here is a place that makes pig iron for industrial use, why is there a shop here for wheels?
Wagons.
For the wagons, okay? And why do you think they need a shop for wagons?
They need wheels.
Okay, I'll tell you what this shop's all about. This is a repair shop. Okay, now you guys came here to Joanna Furnace. This is kind of already in the middle of nowhere. All right, 150 years ago, it was super in the middle of nowhere. All right, so they would not have been making wheels and wagons here to sell to the general public. All right, this shop is here because when you have a wagon that goes out into the woods to get the charcoal, there's a man out there called a collier that makes all of the charcoal. He'll load that into a wagon. There'll be horses or mules out there. And let's say that whole wagon is loaded with a ton or so of stuff. And all of a sudden it rained for a couple of days, and that wagon's coming down the hill. And all of a sudden the wagon slid where they didn't want it to and went crashing into a rock. And all of a sudden, bang, your wheel just got nutsed up. So now you come limping in here, and the best time to fix your wagon is when your wagon's empty, not when your wagon's full. So you'll come down here to this repair shop and get your wagon fixed. Now, the easiest way for me to explain how to fix a wagon is if you know how a wagon is made. So if I come over here, do you see these tree trunks down here? This is how you start to make a wagon. Okay, this wood is elm wood. Elm wood doesn't split very easily. So they'll take this wood and they'll stick it on a lathe. You know what a lathe is? If you go over to the industrial building with the red roof that looks like a big barn, there's some baseball bats that are on a machine, and it turns real fast, all right? And then somebody uses a chisel to form that. That's a lathe, all right? Where you take that same thing, and that's how you make the hub of a wheel. This is how you start. So this was a tree trunk, and now it's the hub of a wheel. So then you'll have the master of the shop. He'll come over here, and he'll mortise. It's called mortising in. He'll use a chisel and cut these holes in here, these rectangular holes, and this is where the spokes go for your wheel. All right, then you'll also have this blacksmith come over here, and he'll make a piece of metal that's called the hub band, and that will reinforce this for when it's on the wagon and has a lot of pressure on it. So he'll make one for this side and one for this side. All right, then you'll have the shop apprentices that will sit here at a bench like this, and they'll make the spokes that are used for the wheel. So they'll sit there at that bench, and they'll use a draw knife. In fact, if you look out there, the Cooper over there is actually doing exactly that right now. And now he's shaping staves for a barrel. Okay, do you see what he's doing? Oh, he was sitting right there. He just moved. Right, but he has a bench just like this over here, and you'll shape these things to get ready to be put in to be put on the wheel. So then you'll cut this tongue on the end here, which fits into these holes. Now your wheel's half done. So then the next thing you need to put on the wheel is this outside piece here called a felloe. All right, F-E-L-L-O-E. And so you'll use this spoke tenon cutter. This will move on top of this little carriage right here, and you'll crank that, and it'll cut these things, and that goes in the holes that you cut in the felloe. Now, this only has one felloe on. I would need 3 more fellows to finish this. So when you make 3 more of these, your wheel's almost done, but now the exciting part happens. Now you have to put a tire on the wheel. So what are your tires made out of at home? Rubber. Can you guess what these tires are made out of? No, these tires are made out of iron. Okay? Now, look over there at the side of the wall. You'll see there's a big metal hoop over there. So what happens is the wheelwright will take a device called a traveler. Do you have a pizza cutter at home? Okay, then you basically have what's called a traveler. All right, if you take a pizza cutter and you would mark off, this is an inch, this is an inch, this is an inch on your pizza cutter, and then you start at a spot and you take that wheel and you travel all the way around the outside edge of the wheel, and you count the rotations, that will give you the exact perimeter of your wheel. Now, what happens next is now the wheelwright's almost done with his part of the job. So now you got to call in the blacksmith. And the blacksmith will get a long straight piece of metal, and then he'll bend it into a hoop that's almost done. But he doesn't know how big to make that hoop, so he will take that traveler measurement that the wheelwright had, and he will make a big piece of metal that's about 3/4 of an inch smaller than this wheel. So now, big question. How in the world do you get a piece of metal on this wheel and it's smaller? How would you do that?
Heat it up first and then put it in water to shrink it.
That's pretty close. Okay, so over here is an example. So what happens is the wheel will be smaller, and they'll have a pit fire here, and they'll build a fire around this hoop and put it in the fire until it's almost red hot. Then these 3 guys that are here, they all have these long tongues so they don't get burnt by this big hot piece of metal. They'll pick that out of the fire, come over here and set it down on the wheel, and they'll use hammers and mallets and start smacking that into place, because now it's gotten bigger because it's hot by about 1/8 of an inch per foot. So, but do you have any idea what happens when they do that? You have a wooden wheel and you just stuck a red hot piece of metal on it. It's going to burn the wood, that's right. So then there's another couple of guys standing there dousing everything with water while this is going on. Now can you imagine for 4 or 5 minutes, these guys are watching that they can't get burned, they're shoving this thing over the tire, they're smacking it into place, the wood's starting to burn, then you have the guys throwing water on, there's steam everywhere, now they can't see what they're doing, okay? So in 5 minutes it's all done. And now you've got a wheel that's held together with nothing but compression. All right, there's no screws, no nails, no glue, no nothing. And your wheel's going to last for years and years and years and years and years. Okay? Now, the one thing that they will do is they'll take it to a paint shop, because if the wheel's not protected, it's gonna be, I don't wanna say rot, but it's gonna fall apart much easier if it's not painted. When you leave the shop today, take a look. When you walk around the corner here, just at this corner of the building over here, there is a wheel over there that I turned, that you can see the top. A couple of the people that are dousing that wheel with water must have come a little bit late to the party, okay? And if you look along here, you'll see that it's starting to char on that wheel that's out there. So, now, I told you that this is a repair shop, so now you know how wheels put together. So in order to fix it, you need to take it apart. So I gave you the scenario where, say you hit a big rock, and all of a sudden, bang, they bent the outside metal piece, and it cracked this part of the wheel, the felloe. So now what they've got to do is they'll take their saws and cut that section out. And maybe even you got to crack in one of these spokes. So you cut that. So now you have this whole section is empty, but then you just have the metal part here. So now you can take a sledgehammer and pop that thing off of there, because now it's not compressing anymore. And then what they would do is make a new spoke that's the right size, put a new felloe in, and then re-shrink the tire around the wheel. Okay? So that's what happens in a shop like this. So do you have any questions? Alrighty. So now to answer your question in your paper is, fellow is the outside of a wooden wheel. Okay? So I'll sign your papers. Now you know more than you ever thought you knew about making a wheel. Okay?
Oh,
Is it history?
great, great, here's the Cooper. We should see a demonstration making an actual.
The band is I'll take a piece and then I'll just strike it only on this hand, and that stretches the metal so that, and then when you bring it around to rivet it, it's a bigger diameter on the one side than the other to match the cable. So here, all those nick marks in there, that makes a bigger diameter on this side. And this side, that matches the taper. So that's the one thing they didn't do with that. They didn't taper that tape. Anyway. You got it there. We collect photographs and we can actually go right away. She only had 3,000 in it. Look here. Here's this lady coming here.
Oh, and actually go inside. I forget what this building is called. Is there anything to see in there?
There's a film, but I don't know what time it starts.
Oh,
It just ended, so I don't know. I don't know what time it's going to start.
oh wow. You have the Joanna furnace film right now. Scale model of a Weimer engine. I'm in the middle of the way.
They were using charcoal to kind of this style furnace, so not like the original furnace, but you said instead of propane, kind of just the way the secrets now of our bottle casting process.
They're loads, you guys are loading it, catching this on fire and then using a blower, kind of like what we have here, just charcoal instead of propane.
Extra oxygen, air, burn that propane, charcoal kind of stuff. It's not very efficient too, using this furnace.
Oh, cool. I actually saw this over there at the National Museum of Industrial History up in Bethlehem last year. Thank you.
It's a good one.
So this is the modern version of that, where it's cast.
There's the pig iron they were speaking about. You can see over there, there's the pigs on the ground.
They knew how to make refractory brick though back then, which is interesting.
Yeah, they had fire brick, and then they mixed up like a glazing slurry that they actually coated with. It actually helped with the texture.
So here's a look at the inside of the Joanna furnace. You get an inside look of it. Last time I was here, it was closed even though it was a weekend, but there's the office stores up there. It's the building behind, oh, the charcoal barn is up that way as well. Cool. Look at those sleighs. Maybe that's the charcoal barn, that's the office up there. They have early American crafts here. Basket making, candle making, fabrics, glass blowing, paper making, pottery, spinning. Wow. It's amazing they have all that stuff here. But a lot of people are already getting ready to see. It's neat. Making frames. Cool. That's what they would look like when they're completed. Not sure what they're doing up here. We can find out very quickly. I know you're supposed to go up the stairway there. The actual mansion actually sat here where I'm at. I don't notice why they make stairs. Oh wow. So much to see and do around here at this festival. It's hard to try to get it all quickly in an hour and a half. Oh wow. Some craft there. Oops. Came behind. Oh wow. Oh, neat. Writing. Practice how to write. May not be sure what this is, but we'll see. Oh, paper making. That's neat. See what else is available. Oh wow. Ladies are weaving. They're doing a different kind of weaving.
Okay, so that's what it's now called. Or you could get it.
The pottery. Young men and selling pendants for $2. Oh wow. They're doing candle making.
You could actually like
That is awesome.
kind of wax that just smells
Walking around the folks. Oh, they probably washed stuff back then. On the bean making cider. Oh no, he's sawing a piece of wood. That would have been slow going. To rip that board. Whatever was here is gone. So see you on Sunday.
Malachi, look over there.
Wood crafts. Full leaves Turner.
Oh, here's Nona. Maui, look over here.
Pretty simple device.
Malachi.
Acts like a spring, so if you go to a spring blade, cord is wrapped around. When I press on this treadle underneath or stick underneath, that's connected. It's going to put it on tension, so there's no tension on it. It's spring. When I push my foot down, it puts full under tension, very similar to a longbow, right? So you're putting it under that kind of pressure. And what that's doing for me is allowing me to push my foot down. It rotates the work towards me. My tool is going to engage. And then when I lift my foot, so I'm still doing the work of lifting my foot, but the spring, pull, and strength are going to move my foot treadle up to a working push position again. So it helps me get a rhythm of downward motion. It's only cutting on the downstroke, so it's reciprocating. You might be able to hear that, so it's a cut, and then it's nothing, and then it's a cut. But you know, when you're doing it rapid succession, you may not pick up on that. That's not as efficient. I'm turning wet wood, so if you're like anywhere near me, you might feel some of that. And this is dry, but if I had a fresh piece, you know, you'd probably get sprayed out as it spins that standing water. So interesting, but from there you may not tell that this is damp right now, but it would typically be wet wood instead of dry.
And that it would be recently cut wet wood, or like
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, you can use, you know, we can drop that walnut tree right now and cut it up and use it. Some woods and some would prefer to let the full log lay a little bit, so some of the moisture comes out, but it's still maintained primarily in the center. So they, you know, they might refer to that as mellowing. So the wood kind of mellows. It's still, you know, if you cut it up, of course, then it starts to dry out and crack on the ends. So you need to leave it full log length. But you can do either way. So some woods, it's just so pleasant to cut it fresh.
Right.
Others, you want to get some of that out because they might cut a little differently too.
Sure.
You'll kind of get a feel for it. Whether you want one of those, sometimes stacking on top of it. Like say modern, they start stacking on plastic.
They're carving wood in it. I will.
out making, and of course all these kids are making their candles. See what's down here really quick. Oh, they have other stuff down here too. Oh my goodness. Gentleman is playing a violin. He has a little car. Looks like they're packing up for the day. I could have came down from that side.
You know I'm not touching on the camera too. No, you don't. Oh.
Sauerkraut.
No, that's what you have to write in. What's it made from? Nick Scott says nothing better. What do you think? You never had it.
Salt and butter and honey butter. My goodness, there's so much to see and do here. There's the apple press. Apples they're using Gala, Honeycrisp, Gold Supreme, Cortland, and Autumn Crisp. There's a guide to all the different Pennsylvania apples. Hey, for you, RJ. Now it's Chalmers. Beautiful. There are also a lot of food vendors here as well. But normally you would come in through here. Noodle press. Here comes the tractor ride. No, it looks like you have to purchase some food tickets or something like that. Yep. You have to purchase food tickets. And there's more stuff down this way, as well as this way too. I think this is mostly food and stuff. Pottery, redware, red turnings. Kettle cooking.
What? I have to buy some bread for you.
Never found it. That's why I'm back here. I have these things.
So apparently you gotta buy these food tickets to purchase the food.
Bring it all to a close. It's not bad. And so the war went on until April of 1865. And Lee surrendered to Grant at Appomattox. And the boys took off their ragged uniforms and went home. And of course, over 400,000 of them would never go home again. And in the South, many of the boys had no home to go to, but they went wherever family was. And up north, the boys were coming home too. And as the home folks prepared for the return of the soldiers, they sang this song. Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah, hurrah. We'll give him a hearty welcome then, hurrah, hurrah. The men will cheer, the boys will shout, the ladies will all turn out. We'll all be glad when Johnny comes marching home. The old church bell will peal with joy, hurrah, hurrah. To welcome home our darling boy, hurrah, hurrah. The village lads and lassies say with roses they will strew the way. We'll all be glad when Johnny comes marching home. Get ready for the Jubilee, hurrah, hurrah. We'll give our heroes 3 times 3, hurrah, hurrah. Laurel wreath is ready now to place upon his loyal brow. We'll all be glad when Johnny comes marching home. Let love and friendship on that day, hurrah, hurrah. The choicest treasures then display, hurrah, hurrah. And let each one perform some part to welcome home the warrior's heart. We'll all be glad when Johnny comes marching home. And isn't it a pity that there always seems to be a war somewhere for Johnnies to go marching off to? And a great tragedy that there's always Johnnies who never do come marching home. And so we must always remember that. When Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah, hurrah. We give him a hearty welcome then, hurrah, hurrah. The men should cheer, the boys should shout, the ladies, they should all turn out. We'll all be glad when Johnny comes marching home. We'll all be glad when Johnny comes marching home. And I leave you with this prayer, that we never again in our country find reason to kill each other, brother against brother. And well, I'll be glad when Johnny comes marching home.
So I hope you enjoyed our visit here to Joanna Furnace for the Hay Creek Festival. And if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And if you would love to support me financially, I'm accepting on CashApp. You could find that in the description. I wish I would have been able to have a lot more time today to make it, and apparently they will not be having tomorrow's celebration because of the weather, so thankfully I made it here today. So again, if you like this type of content, please like, share, subscribe, and as always, go create your own adventure. Till I see you at the next location. Bye.